not going to get too many campaign contributions from Wall Street. That's all right. People perceive instinctually in this country that the economy is rigged. They understand they're working harder and harder, and almost all new wealth and income goes to the top 1%. But they also perceive something else. And this is really heavy-duty stuff we have got to address. You know, I'm the former chairman of the Senate Veterans Committee. And in that capacity, I was very proud to work with all the veterans organizations, doing my best to make sure that our veterans got the health care and the benefits to which they are entitled. And in that capacity, you know, I had the privilege of meeting and working with guys who fought in World War II, and Korea, and Vietnam, and all through the current wars. People who put their lives on the line to defend our way of life in American democracy. And then I look out and I see what's going on today. And what I see is that as a result of the Citizens United Supreme Court decision, our campaign finance system is now corrupt and our democracy is being undermined. Here's a promise that I will repeat to you, and that is any justice that I nominate to the U.S. Supreme Court will be very loud and clear in telling the American people where he or she gets that nomination that they will vote to overturn citizens. Democracy. And that means that you want to vote for me, I appreciate you want to vote against me, that's fine. That's called democracy. But I believe in one person, one vote, and not the ability of billionaires to buy elections. We are going to overturn. What a rigged economy is about is that large corporations make huge profits, stash their money in the Cayman Islands or other tax havens, don't pay a nickel in taxes. Meanwhile, we have millions of families struggling to try to send their kids to college. And that is why I believe passionately that in this country, public colleges and universities should be tuition free. I want every person in this country who has the ability and the desire to be able to get a higher education regardless of the income of their families. It's not just us. There are a lot of young people who are great with their hands. They're not academically inclined. We need plumbers. We need carpenters. Those men and women also need training to get those jobs.
Yeah.
Furthermore, we have a crisis in this country of millions of people, some young and some not so young, who are struggling with huge student debt. Anybody in this room? Now here's an absurdity. Right now, we have people paying interest rates on their student debt, 6%, 8%, 10%, whatever, when you can refinance your home for 3 or 4%. We are going to allow people the opportunity to refinance their student debt at the lowest interest rate. Now, student debt. It's a pretty expensive proposition. It's about $70 billion a year. You know how we're going to pay for it? We're going to pay for it through a tax on Wall Street speculation. When Wall Street's greed nearly destroyed the world's financial system, Wall Street came begging to the middle class, and they said, please, we'll be good boys, bail us out. Well, turns out they were not good boys, but now it is their turn to help the working families. As adults, as parents, as responsible people, we have the moral responsibility to make sure that the planet we leave our children and grandchildren is healthy. The debate is over. Climate change is real. It is caused by human activity, and it is already causing devastating problems in our country and around the world. Pope Francis is right when he says that we are moving in a suicidal course with regard to climate change. And the only people in this country who seem not to understand that are the Republican candidates for president who get so much money from the fossil fuel industry.
You tell them, Bernie!
We got news for the fossil fuel industry, and that is, whether they like it or not, we are going to break our dependency on fossil fuels, move to energy efficiency and sustainability. So when we think big and not small, we ask ourselves some fundamental questions. And here's a question I hope you'll all think about. There is one major country on earth that doesn't guarantee health care to all of its people as a right. That country is the United States, and we have got to deal with that reality. Today, 29 million people have no health insurance. We pay the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. And yet we end up spending much more per capita than any other country. That is why I believe we should move toward a Medicare for all single-payer program. In the holiday season, families come together. That's what holidays and this time of the year is about. But I want all of us to remember there are 11 million undocumented people in this country who are scared to death of being separated. Our job is to pass comprehensive immigration reform and a path toward citizenship.